Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 15 of our daily live streaming. We are here on YouTube and Facebook and also on Instagram. So, as we do every single day for the past 15 days, we are streaming live on all our platforms and answering your questions in celebration of our 20-year anniversary of our law firm. So take advantage of this. Come join us, ask your questions, you know, and let's, let me know where you're coming from on this Thursday evening, rainy Thursday in San Diego, California. We got some regulars here. King Khan, thanks for coming every night. Appreciate it. Caroline, good evening. Appreciate it from Houston. So, people ask me to talk about the border. Let me bring our TikTok community as well. And when you stream on so many platforms at the same time, it gets a little bit confusing. But I appreciate your patience, guys. We've got Los Angeles. We've got Lisa here in Los Angeles. Thanks, Lisa. John from Pittsburgh, Houston, Caroline. King Khan is a regular. Appreciate it. Let me see here. And let's see here. All right. And then we have our TikTok. People join in a second. So the point is that, as you know, they're trying to reach an immigration deal. And so Biden said, in an effort to compromise, said, well, if we are able to reach some kind of an immigration deal, I will shut down the border. But it's not that simple. Like, can Biden shut down the border? Can he just decide to do that? It's not that simple. There's certain things that he has to do, certain legislation. And if you remember, during the Trump administration, he put some restrictions on the border. He did what is called Title 42, where they were rejecting people who are coming to the border. And but what Biden is saying right now, he wants to completely shut down the border. Welcome our friends from TikTok, Lisa and Jennifer and Oscar and everybody. Just let me know where you're tuning from. We're talking about the border crisis, and also we're going to have a discussion on TikTok later on about DACA, and we'll have a little forum where we can invite people to join us on video, multiple people, and we'll have a full discussion about the future of DACA. We'll do that probably in about 30 minutes on TikTok. But those of you watching on YouTube, please post your questions and I'll answer them. So again, the likelihood of, and for those of you joining on TikTok, we're talking about the likelihood of Biden shutting down the border, as he said, in an effort to come up with some kind of a compromise, reaching a deal. And I don't think it's something that is possible, at least not the way he described it. I mean, they could impose certain executive orders. They can put together a way to stop people from coming in unless they meet certain conditions, but you can't just shut down the border completely. Only Congress can change these kind of rules. So it remains to be seen what they'll be doing. But there's a lot of pressure right now on the administration to put a stop on people coming in at the border. Again, I am here in San Diego, California, and I was at the San Ysidro border last week, and I can tell you that the situation there is not simple. People are waiting in lines on the Mexico side in Tijuana and other cross borders, and many others are actually crossing in different parts, and they're able to enter. They don't have enough CBP officers to stop people from coming in. And so the point is that they need to implement a system where they are processing people at the border, seeing what's going to happen, and then kind of come up with a solution for that before the elections, obviously. So welcome, guys. Those of you on TikTok, no, it's not about DACA is not ending. I basically we're just gonna have a discussion in about 30 minutes, and I'll do this on TikTok about what will happen if DACA will end and what is everybody's plan B in case DACA will end. But nothing is happening in DACA. There was no changes yet. For the moment, everything's still the same. But we just wanted to have this discussion. So in the meantime, you can request to join on video on TikTok as well. And on YouTube, I will post the link right now. And you guys can join on video as well if you want to ask your questions, as we do every night. This is the one. And you can use that link to ask questions. We have got a question here on TikTok from Sarita. I'm divorcing my spouse and he received a letter to remove the conditions without me. So yeah, it's possible to get the conditions removed even without being married. Thanks, LeBoyne, appreciate it. There's a waiver for that. So even if you're divorcing him, he can still get a green card as long as he can prove that the relationship was real. All right, so let me take a few questions here on YouTube. Jumani is asking, I filed N400 and I didn't file taxes with my husband due to his bad finances. Would that be a problem on the day of the interview? Well, again, as long as you have good explanation, if you don't file taxes with your spouse and they ask you why you haven't done that, as long as you explain it, it should be good. That's not a problem at all. Let's see here. Fiji F4, 16 years, went to know the case with USCIS or NVC. 2 months left for my priority date to be current. Okay. So if you're not current yet, your case is with the National Visa Center. It will stay there. Thanks, LeBoyne. I appreciate it. It will stay with the National Visa Center until the dates are current. I appreciate it, guys. We reached our goal on TikTok. Kwame, can a green card holder file for a marriage-based green card for their spouse who is here in the U.S.? Yes, but they need to wait for their priority date to become current, because if you're a green card holder, the dates are not current, so you need to wait for those dates to become current. That's the only way. All right, let's take Lisa, who's waiting on video. And again, if you want to join us on video on YouTube, I posted the link at the bottom. Don't be shy. And those of you on TikTok, line up for the videos. I'll take your questions in a second to answer your questions on video. Lisa, where are you from and what is your question?
Hi, good night.
How are you?
I'm from Jamaica.
Okay.
But I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
And I filed for my husband around maybe 7 years ago, and they deny his I-130 because they said they have question about his first marriage. So I appealed the process, and it was in BIA for around maybe 6 or 7 years. They just sent a response last year in December stating USCIS remand the case back to the field office.
Okay.
Because they need to make a new decision. I went ahead and filed a 485 concurrently with the work permit and I-31. What should I look forward to?
So where is your husband now? Is he in the U.S. or no?
Yes, he's in the U.S., yes.
And how did he enter? With a visa?
Yes, he entered with a visa, yes.
Okay, so if he's here and you filed for adjustment, then that's going to be the case. Adjustment is going to be your case, not the other case, not the NVC case.
Okay, so because he was married before he married me, and they had question in his first marriage, say his marriage wasn't legit. That's why I filed the I-130, and they denied it because of his first marriage. So after several years, BIA send the case back to the field office, say they have to
Okay.
have proof or something, so the first marriage was not real, and if they
Yeah.
don't forward. So you state me filing the 485. Should I wait for a denial again, or
Well, remember, you cannot file a 45 without an I-130. So if your I-130 was approved, there's no point to file the 45. You have to file a new I-130, make sure it gets approved, and then you can proceed with adjustment. You know what I mean?
yeah? But on the BIA paper, they said that the one, the I-130 that I had before, that's
Okay.
supposed to be the one that they have to approve.
Okay. So the BIF gave the red light, the green light for the I-130, the first one to go through,
The
correct?
first proof for the
Okay.
CIS to make a decision on that
Got it. Got it. But so your 45 should be attached to the first one. Now you're just gonna have to wait. It's probably gonna take a while because they're gonna have to adjudicate the I-130 again and then attach it to the 45.
Oh,
Make sense?
yeah, and they just sent a receipt stating that they use his old biometric,
That's
reused it.
fine.
Is that fine?
That's normal. Yeah, that's normal.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right. All right.
All
I
right.
appreciate.
Thank you so much. Of course. We've got a question here from Ja from TikTok. I'm on an E2 visa. I want to go to the EB3. Once again, I posted the EB3 complete. Based on your request, I posted the full EB3 step-by-step process, how to get a green card as an unskilled worker. And for you, Ja, you can definitely do that. You can go from an E2 to an EB3. Just follow my steps. And once again, those of you here on TikTok, if you're here for the first time, please follow my account. Follow my account right now so you don't miss any of the videos. And also to get in touch with me, there's a simple new link in the bio specifically for you guys. Use that link and you can book a call with me. It's very simple. It's brand new. I recorded a video and it's pretty cool. So test it out. The link is in my bio. And for our YouTube and Facebook and Instagram people, use the phone number on the screen right here. I'll post it right now. And this is the best number specifically for the live audience that are watching this on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Use that phone number. It is a special number for you guys. Just mention you were in the live and you want to book a call. And by way of magic, you will be able to get a call with one of my team members and maybe even with me. We've got Maria. You need to connect your microphone. Otherwise, we can't add you. In the meantime, we'll get Mac. Mac, where are you from? And what is your question?
Sir. Can you hear me, Jacob?
I can hear you loud and clear.
I'm Jacob. Yeah. I'm from Boston. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, very well.
I appreciate your information spread, intention. Yes, sir. Hope you're doing well. Sir, I have two questions.
Okay.
First question. My sister came on B1, B2 visa to visit her mom, and her duration expired Jan last week, but she applied extension in December first week.
Okay.
But no response yet. My sister, I'm asking this question on her behalf, that is she still legal while her extension petition application is in processing?
Yeah, absolutely. So while a petition for an extension of status or change of status is pending, the person is still in status. So she's still in status.
Roger that. How long it going to take for that extension application?
Typically, it takes about 6 months. And then after 6 months, if there's no response, I mean, you guys definitely need to follow up with the USCIS.
If she has to leave while her extension is pending, how that would be?
No, that's fine. She can leave, and then you just have to notify USCIS that she left because her extension was pending.
Okay. And second question, Jacob.
We're doing just one question because I have so many people, but because I'm here every day, you can always come back. All right.
Roger that. Thank you,
Mac. Thank you so much. Yeah, I try to limit it to one question because so many people. All right, we've got a bunch of questions here on TikTok. Do you know? This is from U300. Do you know why the waivers are taking so long? My lawyer said COVID. I've been waiting for over 3 years. It's not because of COVID necessarily. It's because there's an influx of 601A waivers. They don't have enough staff to process these cases. And definitely COVID didn't help. It's just that the system is like overloaded and 601A waivers are definitely taking forever. And remember, as I mentioned to you before on TikTok, we're doing probably in about, I would say 20 minutes. We're gonna start doing the forum where I'm gonna bring a bunch of you on video, mostly DACA people, and we'll talk about what are you gonna do if they end DACA. I want to hear from you. I want to see. We'll open a discussion like a little town hall. Those of you watching on YouTube, this is for the TikTok audience, so you can always jump to TikTok after this live stream, because we are streaming on YouTube, Facebook group, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. It's kind of strategic, so we're trying to keep everything in order. All right, let's get some more questions from YouTube. Ben Samir, almost 120 days waiting for USCIS to schedule a citizenship interview. What should I do? So if you don't have the interview yet, that means that your district probably is behind. It's different for if you had your interview and then it's been 120 days that you didn't get a decision, then we can sue them. Those are the best lawsuits because they have, by law, they have to adjudicate your case 120 days after the interview, but you don't have an interview yet. So it could be many reasons why you don't have it. You need to follow up. But that case might not qualify for a lawsuit yet. Carlos says, my ex sent papers to immigration that I'm using someone else's SSN. What will happen? Well, it depends. I mean, immigration, they don't just, if you report somebody to immigration, they don't just like work for you. They're just going to show up there and do something. So it may be put in the file, but nothing's going to happen basically. Even if you call them and say, so-and-so is illegal living in my building, it's rare that they act on those kind of tips unless it's something that they're interested in. Like, for example, they're looking for mass scale unlawful immigrant living in one place or employment violations and stuff like that. So it's not going to help. Kajakan, thank you. Appreciated the comments. Martinelli is, my fiance is from the, and wants to execute a path for citizenship, pay taxes, yet labor abuse, low pay, no pay, given checks. Okay, so this could be a T visa case. It looks like she's being abused, abused at work. So typically T visa is allowed for people, even though they're undocumented in the United States, they can apply for this visa. And you can go back to status because it's been, you've been abused at work. The employer, like in this case, no pay, a threat. So yeah, just reach out. Use this number here. This is a YouTube special thing. Just use the number here, and then I'll post it here. Use that number so we can get that T visa in process for your friend. Okay, let's see who's been waiting here. Maria has been waiting patiently on the YouTube video chat, and I'll take a video chat from TikTok. Let's see who's waiting here. But Maria, let me know where you are from and what is your question.
Originally from Mexico.
Okay.
I came when I was very young. I was sexually abused, and so my mother got the U for me and my sister. They gave us the employment authorization card 2 years ago, but I was advised per my mother's lawyer that I should not get married yet for the visa U and the employment authorization card. April's going to come around, and that's going to be 2 years since we got our authorization card.
Okay.
She completely cut off my mother. I am wondering if I were to marry my husband. He's a citizen. He's a U.S. citizen, and we have 3 children.
Okay.
How do I proceed? Do I need to apply for my residency?
Did you enter legally or no?
I did not.
Okay. So if you're going to proceed, if you're going to switch from the U visa to the green card through your spouse, it might not be such a bad idea because, those cases might go even faster because U visas are just unpredictable right now, to be honest with you. So I would, if that's a possibility and you're married and you have, I would definitely choose that path.
Okay.
there's some things we have to do kind of to tweak the U visa from that. But like I say, if you need help, that's what we're here for. So feel free to use the contact information on the video, and then make sure that you mention to them when you call my office that you were on the live. Okay.
Thank you.
But congratulations on your marriage as well. Thank you. All right, so we have a lot of people here on TikTok as well. Let's see here. Can I apply for the VAWA and green card at the same time if you need a fraud waiver? There's no qualifying relative. Well, if you apply for VAWA, you don't need the waiver because you're here, and the VAWA and adjustment is going to be your way to avoid the unlawful presence. Is it best to renew my DACA? My DACA ends in July. You can do it like 150 days before, so you're not that far away, but you should definitely renew it. I have lived in the US for 24 years. Can I apply for a green card? So, people ask me this question a lot. I've lived here for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Just because you lived here for 10 years doesn't qualify automatically for a green card. The 10-year rule that we all hear about is mostly for, it's mostly for if you have a qualifying relative like a son, a daughter, a spouse, and then you get into immigration court, then you can apply for what is called cancellation of removal because you have the 10 years. But that doesn't mean that anyone that has 10 years in the US can just apply for a green card. So I want to make sure we clarify that. We've got Jacob here on the video, and then we have Boyas. And Jacob, let us know where you're from and what is your question.
Hi, Jacob. I'm from living in London. Are
you in London right now?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah. The question is, so DQ'd since August 2020.
Okay.
What do you do with all those documents that, times have changed?
Right.
So how do you go about updating them? Do they need to be updated? Such as
what is your category, by the way?
F4.
F4. Got it. Well, it's those categories are taking forever, as you know, sometimes even over 16 years. So the way it works is that until the dates are current, you don't need to update anything. The only thing you have to do, which is very important, I tell people, if you have a case at the National Visa Center, you need to contact them once a year. That's all you have to do. Are you doing that?
So I think it's 3 months away is my priority date, right?
Okay.
So it's May 22nd now. August 22nd would put me in. Hopefully sometime this year, if they move it ahead by 1 quarter every or 1 month every quarter, I will get an interview.
Right.
At which point.
Also remember, Jacob, even if your dates are going to be current, you're not going to have the interview right away. Right now, the delay between current and interview is about 6 to 7 months, just so you know.
Okay.
Everywhere in the world.
All right.
Okay. So you're not going to have your interview in 2024.
Okay. So then that brings up another question. Passports will become invalid by that point. So it's been such a long wait. What do you do with all those documents that you filled out with the old passport number?
So what's going to happen is that MVC, they're going to issue an update checklist for all these applicants who are waiting all these years. And then in this update checklist, you will have to give them the information that they specifically need. They're not going to need all the information, but they might need your new passport. They might need a new police certificate. So all this data will be sent to you, all the applicants who've been waiting all these years. So that's why if you're going to do stuff now, it confuses their system. They don't have enough staff to process their current cases. So once you're going to become current, you will receive a notification from MVC with their new procedure for the older cases like yours. Yeah. And then they'll tell you, listen, Jacob, we need from you A, B, C, D, and E, and that's it. You're going to send it to them, and then you're going to be waiting in another line to be scheduled for your final interview. And that's it. Sounds good?
Thanks. I just need
almost there.
To do. Thank you.
Almost there. It's crazy because F4 is brothers and sisters. This person must have been waiting already for 15 years to immigrate because of a sibling. And he's so anxious to come in, and I understand it. But again, this system is so insane, and hopefully we're going to see some more movement in the family preference. And I think hopefully by summer of 2024, we're going to see a little bit more expedited process. King Khan, who's coming here every night, I appreciate it. Can someone expedite their case with USCIS already have genuine reasons, several financial loss to a company, a severe loss to a company? Yeah, of course. These are 4 factors how you can expedite your case with immigration. One of them is severe financial loss. And I would definitely use that. It's always helpful. All right. We've got Anna says, no plan B if DACA ends. Well, we'll talk about it in a second. Which visa forgives false claim of U.S. citizenship? There's no waiver to false claim of U.S. citizenship. If you claim to be a citizen either by voting, even by mistake, being a citizen on I-9 form, and there's no excuse for that, there's no waiver. This is one of those things. It's a life bar. So, unfortunately, there's no waiver for that. Why are DACA, Ivania is asking, why DACA renewals are taking so long to be approved? The reason is because they just have a backlog, unfortunately, and they don't have the resources to deal with it. That's why they're raising the fees, by the way. They think that if they raise the fees, they're going to be able to speed up the processing. I doubt it. And, let's see what happens. All right. We've got Montelli. Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it. We've got people who've been following us for years on YouTube. Ancient Spook. I have a genuine question for immigrants. Why do you think it's okay to break into the country legally and think you're allowed to stay here? Well, I mean, we have obviously haters in every platform, and this person is asking, why is it okay for illegal immigrants to break in here and stay here? Well, the point is that if you were living in a country where you had no resources, or if you had family members here but you couldn't get in to join them, you would do whatever it takes to come and join your family. You would do whatever it takes to improve your life. And people who come to the United States, even without documents, their intentions are to come here. I mean, they would love to come here legally if they could, but the way the system is designed, and you can see what's happening at the border right now, the way the system is designed, it's not designed to help immigrants to move here. It's designed to make people's lives harder. And, I'll give you an example. I had a client who came to see me a couple of years ago, and he was here. He overstayed his visa, and he tried to fix his paperwork. It didn't work. It was unfortunate. So he had to go back to apply for his visa at the U.S. Embassy, and he did everything right. He paid the fees. He hired lawyers. He had 2 kids in the U.S. He went to the U.S. Embassy to apply for his visa to come back to the United States to join his wife and kids. He told me he went to the window, and he was a person from a Hispanic background, and he came with him, and he said, the moment I walked to the window, I had a feeling that the officer does not like me. And he was right. This interview lasted literally 4 minutes, and the officer said, denied. And he said, well, I have reasons to qualify for the visa. I mean, I meet all the requirements. And the officer said, you are welcome to come back again and apply, and denied. And this person tried for 2 years to come back to the United States. He tried. He couldn't do it. Eventually, he crossed the border illegally, and he's here now. It's been already 10 years. And that's our system that caused it to happen, right? Like, he did everything right, and the system basically slapped him in the face. And to answer your question, the funny thing is that the haters that ask those questions, they don't even use their real names. So maybe you can put your name and come on video if you want, and ask me the question on video if you have the courage, instead of hiding behind a fake name. But anyway, the point is that our system is bad, and that's what it is. So I'll keep answering your question, guys. We have a lot of questions on TikTok here. So Ally says, I filed in the AOS adjustment of status, submitted everything in July of 2023, but it's still pending. How much longer? Right now, adjustments are pending about a year, maybe 10 months. So you're still kind of in that time frame. And by the way, those of you joining us right now on TikTok, we have a lot of people joining right now. Welcome. Let me know where you're from. Please follow my account if you're here for the first time. And also, people are asking me 2 questions I can see from George and Tina and Marcus. If I can take clients in all 50 states, and the answer is yes, I take clients in all 50 states because immigration is federal, and even though our offices are in San Diego, and we are now celebrating our 20 years anniversary, and that's why we're doing the 20 lives every single day live. We are able to help clients in all 50 states. So TikTok followers, you can use the link in the bio if you need to get a hold of me while you're watching the live. The link in the bio is active. Please use it and mention that you came from the live. And people watching this on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, use the phone number on the screen right here. That number is for you guys to book the consultations, because many of you are asking. Our TikTok DMs are a little bit flooded right now, but that's why we've created the link in the bio just for you guys to speed up the response for you. And also, if you can share the live, click the 3 dots at the bottom, and that's share the live. And in a few minutes, we'll be doing our forum discussing the future of DACA and what will happen if DACA is canceled. What's your plan B? I want to hear from you guys. So line up in the video request below, because I'm going to be bringing you on video, and I'm going to be in panel discussion. If you want to join the panel discussion, YouTube followers, you can just join our account on TikTok and continue the conversation. All right, we've got Patrick is asking, I'm also an immigration lawyer, just wanted to give you thanks. Oh, of course. Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it. We've got some immigration lawyers here, and I appreciate the kind, it's people don't realize how difficult it is to be an immigration lawyer in this climate. We're not getting any younger, trust me. 20 years ago, I was just starting out, but all right. Tony is asking, I grant I-130 for my sister. I have 3 kids with DACA and 2 kids born in Israel. Me and my wife, the old son born in Lebanon, no passport. I stuck. I have business, make good money. So his sister is filed for you. That's going to take forever. You've got 3 kids with DACA and 2 kids born in Israel. So you guys are basically undocumented parents of DACA holders. Right now, there are not too many options for parents of DACA holders. We hope they'll open some options very soon. But for the moment, you're just going to have to kind of wait. And again, people that have like really complex matters, like you have a lot of issues, like, I need to know, like, when did you come here? What was your original status? So maybe those things require like one-on-one consultation so we can kind of dive in. Because sometimes when you ask the right questions from the client, you find out information that you didn't know. And I gave the example of when I asked somebody, he said, well, there's no hope for me. I went to all these attorneys and nobody told me what I can do. And I said, well, can you tell me a little bit about how you entered the United States? Well, I said, well, I entered illegally. Well, I said, fine, but how did you enter illegally? And he said, well, I was in the car and my friend drove the car, and then the immigration officer just kind of waved us in. And I'm like, well, you came illegally, right? But you were waved in, and there's special case law that help people that were waved in. They can prove it, and you can still legalize yourself based on a special case law. It's the case of Quilantan, and I was able to get him a green card just because the way he told me his story, because all the other attorneys didn't ask him the right questions. You know what I mean? So it's really important to understand, yes, you came here illegally, but how did you come here? When did you come here? Did you come here before 2000? Were your parents have petitions before 2000? Because there's another law called Section 245I, which we can also use. You know what I mean? So it's really important to understand how people arrive to the United States to be able to analyze their cases. Let's see here. Mr. Pease is asking, my lawyer didn't let me know about contacting NVC at least once a year. Is that why I'm subject to paying the fee again? Correct. Exactly. That's why. So remember, guys, sometimes when you have attorneys, your attorneys will not always tell you about mistakes that they make. So I guess in this case, your attorney probably made a mistake. Your case was closed. He reopened it, and now you have to pay the fees again. If you have a case at NVC, please keep in touch with them every year so your case won't be closed. Because if they close your case, you're gonna have to pay the fees again. Let's take Boya's on video here, and then we have a lot of people waiting on TikTok to join us on video.
Hey,
And
Jacob.
Boyas, where are you from, and what is your question?
I'm from Oklahoma. I mean, I'm originally from Congo, but I live in Oklahoma.
All right.
I actually came in America through marriage. My wife, she's a U.S. citizen. She came in
All right.
Africa. We got married, and then I came in America and I got my green card. And
Yeah.
after 3 years, I applied for my citizenship, which I was
Okay.
granted. And now I have a question. In 2018, I adopted my nephew. He's a minor. So
Okay.
I did not want to bring him. When I went to the embassy in Africa to bring him with me, they did not allow him because he didn't have a case, because my
Okay.
wife could not bring him here. So, and then they
Okay.
asked me to come myself, and then later on I can try to bring him here. So my question is, now I'm a U.S. citizen. Is it
Okay.
gonna be easy for me, or any form that I have to file so I can bring him here? Any
How,
advice?
how how old is the kid now?
He's 11 years. I adopted him when he was 5 years.
Okay, so you adopted him legally. You have the whole adoption papers.
I have everything, the adoption papers,
Okay.
adoption certificate, and everything.
So what you need to do is you have to file the I-130 for an adopted child. Okay, and then once that is processed, only then you can bring him here. You're gonna have to satisfy 2 years of physical and legal custody. You understand? It's a very special process. It's not a normal process to do that. You have to show 2 years of legal and physical custody after you file the I-130. Okay. If you need help with it, just send me a message and I'll help you with that. Okay. But
All
you're
right,
you're on the
cool.
right track.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just get in touch with us. Adoption cases are pretty interesting because the kid must be adopted before the age of 16, and then you have to have 2 years of physical and legal custody before you can bring the child to the United States. And the reason they do that, they want to prevent fraud and child trafficking and all that. Andy's asking, do you do the lives every day? Yes, so we do the lives every day. We started on January 18. We're doing this for 20 days, first streak until February 6th. And then we'll continue with the lives probably twice a week. And then we'll have another challenge. This whole year, we're celebrating 20 years anniversary for the law firm. So we have different surprises for you guys and different things I'll be doing to bring back to the community. And yeah, that's the reason why we're here every single day until you get tired of me, and I'll still come back. Yeah. Kenny is asking, can my employer sponsor me to get my green card? I have been working for an attorney for 7 years. Absolutely. You can do this under the EB3 category. Very simple, straightforward. And thanks so much. So again, if you need help with that, use the link in my bio if you're watching this on TikTok. My asylum has been pending for 7 years. Is there hope? Asylum cases are taking really long time, even close to 8 years. So it's not unusual that it's happening. All right. Let me see here. King is asking, I've been documentary complete since November. When can I check my visa schedule? Thanks. Remember, it's not enough just to be documentary complete. You also need to have a visa to be current, and that's the case with your. That's the reason. All right, let's take a video question here on TikTok, and then we'll start our forum discussing DACA future and all that in the next few minutes here. And we have somebody who wants to ask a video question here on TikTok. And so if you can put your video on and state your name and where you're from, and then your question. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. And what is your name? And if you have video, that'll be nice to see people's faces because it's a video platform after all. Where are you from?
Oh, it's not letting me go on video. Sorry.
All right, no worries. Where are you from? What's your question?
Yeah. My name is Hala. I'm Syrian.
Okay.
I'm currently in California.
All right.
I just have TPS.
Okay.
And I just got approved for the travel document.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
it was originally put down for Mexico, but I was wondering, flying into Mexico, do I need a visa versus driving? I've heard, I don't know, I've asked many people and nobody really knows this, like the correct answer.
Well, I mean, it's more like a question for Mexican immigration, right? Is a Syrian national needs a visa to go to Mexico, right? I mean, that's your question mostly, right?
That's my question.
I mean, I'm not a Mexican immigration lawyer, so I can't really give you a clear answer. But the easiest way to check would be to call the Mexican consulate in any city, and they'll tell you, because you might need a visa. Some, like for example, Chinese citizens, they need a visa. Maybe Syrians as well. I mean, this is not a question for me to answer clearly, since I'm not an expert in Mexican immigration.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be a hard question to ask. Just contact one of these consulates.
Okay, thank you.
All right, for sure. All right, so let's take another question here on YouTube. Payne is asking, my father, a petition was approved in 2011. I was 17 at the time. Can I come with him as a child under 21, right? So that will okay. So if your petition is filed for you when you were under 21, and now you're over 21, now we have to make the analysis of the Child Status Protection Act. There's a particular formula which we look at the person when they were born, or when the case was filed, when they were approved, and we deduct certain years. So I'll have to do a calculation and decide whether you're be safe or not. So it's a simple calculation. So just like I said, contact my team and I will be able to do it for you. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it. Leah is asking this interesting question. I entered the United States legally through the J1 visa, expired in 2018. My husband applied for the I-130 for me a year ago. Up until now, I still haven't even my working authorization. Is this normal? I mean, it's not normal, but it's not unheard of. People are getting a lot of delays for their work authorizations right now in different areas of the country. Depends on where you are in the country as well. But it's if it's going to be over a year, I would definitely communicate with the USCIS and file a service request escalated with the supervisor for sure. But it shouldn't be taking too long. Martina is asking, I'm a U.S. citizen. I filed for my adult son. My priority date is 2015. How long do I have to wait? Any questions about the visa bulletin and how long you have to wait? It's hard for me to predict because we don't have an estimate yet. We will know after spring of 2024, and then I'll be able to give you guys a better prediction. All right, guys. So we're going to start with our forum right now on TikTok, talking about DACA and all that. And YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, we are going to be ending the live session for tonight for you guys. We'll be back here again tomorrow, every single day. So if you missed your question today, you can always come back tomorrow on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you want to continue the discussion and see what we're doing on TikTok, you're welcome to join our TikTok page. The link is in my bio, and so you can join and join us. So YouTube guys tomorrow, Facebook tomorrow, and TikTok, I'm all yours in a second.